The main topic in today's video is going to be about mental health. Earlier this year in January, I uploaded a video about how it was my first semester in grad school and I was going to do all these things and yada, yada, yada. And like 2 weeks later, I got real sick. I ended up losing like 15 pounds. And then as I got physically better, my anxiety and my mental health were I don't really know how to describe it at this moment, but it got to a point where I was scared. I couldn't leave the house without having an anxiety attack. So I needed to find help and I needed to find help soon. If you're Black and or a person of color, I don't want you feeling like because you can't find a Black therapist or a Black mental health clinician that you should just go without. I really, really was scared. And I found a psychiatrist and a therapist, and my concerns were what are the reviews on Google and do they take my insurance? Because I'm fortunate enough to have insurance that covers mental health services. If you don't, there are places out there that will work with you on your income, by the way, normally referred to as sliding scale. A lot of places actually don't accept insurance because insurance regulates what mental health clinicians can do and what they can't do. It's actually kind of ridiculous, but that's another topic, another video. But both my psychiatrist and my therapist are both white, and they have helped me immensely. The reviews about these people said they listened to me and they listened to my concerns, and that's exactly what I needed. I am taking a multicultural counseling class right now in grad school, and I'm learning that it's really not difficult to counsel somebody outside of your culture. You just have to care. And a lot of therapists in particular care because nobody has gotten into the field of therapy for the money. Like it's just not the field you get into. Like normally this is something that somebody is passionate about. That doesn't mean they're not burned out on therapy, or it doesn't mean that their job has not caused them to be burned out through therapy. But just because somebody doesn't come from the same walk of life as you does not mean they can't help you. I just need you to listen to me when I'm speaking to you and be respectful to me and be qualified and help me. Now, as a counselor or a clinician, you should, outside of sessions, make a point to immerse yourself a little bit in that person's culture one way or another. But most importantly, it's about getting to know the individual. And if you're at a point of you feel like you really, really need help, then I want you to go to Google local, whatever it is, the type of therapy that you're seeking. If you feel like you need medication, then you need a psychiatrist. But if you're seeing a psychiatrist, you should also be seeing a therapist because psychiatrists, for the most part, work with you on medication management. That's what most of your appointments are going to be about. So there's not a lot of time to actually talk about other things. So then you want to go sit down with a therapist and work on those things, whether it be anxiety or depression or so forth. OCD is one of the things that I deal with. And my counselor actually gave me a great packet explaining OCD in ways that I've never seen it be explained before. And I've had OCD for years. Apparently, strep throat can trigger OCD, like specifically strep throat. Something about the immune system and the way it responds to strep throat can make your OCD worse. I don't know. But if you feel like you need help, then, and in particularly or specifically if you prefer in person, find reviews, find people that say, oh, this person really listens. Because I was looking for Black clinicians in the beginning. And it's not that we don't need more in the mental health field and the medical field in general, but there was one psychiatrist who was Black in my area. He had like a 2.0 rating on Google. He had a private clinic. and all the reviews were talking about how he did not listen to them. So just because you find somebody who is from the same culture, race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, just because you find somebody from the same walk of life does not mean that they're going to be beneficial to you. And sometimes if you and that person share a lot culturally, they might feel like they know you too well and they might stereotype you. That's something that clinicians do a lot unconsciously. When I was doing HIV and STI testing, I actually learned that sometimes because you are from the same race as somebody, or because you do share similarities, that you might feel like, oh, I know this person already. And so you already kind of have what this type of person is in your head, and you haven't gotten to know them as an individual. So if you don't know them as an individual, how are you diagnosing and coming up with treatment plans and you really don't know this person? So sometimes it could actually work against you. What you need is somebody who is going to listen to you and care. That's first things first. And all it takes is the first meeting to really feel like, oh, okay, I think I like this person. I think this person can help me. And if they aren't of any help, then start the process over. Because once you find those people, your life is only going to get better. Your life is only going to get better when you find the right mental health services. And if you feel like you really need medication soon, then you could always talk to your PCP about medication management and let them know that you're currently seeking therapy services and a psychiatrist, but just ask them if they can offer you some sort of medication to hold you over. And especially ones that know you well, this is where having a PCP comes in. Primary care that's where it comes in handy. I know that my life has gotten better since I've been seeing my psychiatrist and my therapist. So now I am making a lot of the same plans that I had a couple of months ago. I'm kind of in that position again where I'm excited and I want to start vlogging on a weekly basis. I want to start giving ideas for self-care, sharing ideas for self-care, and kind of doing like a health journey with other people online as well. And doing other things because I want to film a short film this summer. So I want to take like an acting class. I want to do a bunch of fun things as well that my anxiety would have not have allowed me to do if I didn't get it under control. But anyways, yeah. So I'm really excited, but I just wanted to give that to you all because I know there's some people out there right now that feel like they need help and are not really seeking the services because they feel like if there's not, especially Black women, I want to encourage you to try and find somebody because I do think that you will be able to find somebody that can help you. And it can be a white girl, it can be a white woman, it can be a white man, it could be somebody who is Hispanic. It can be anybody that cares to help you. And again, if you don't have insurance, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but there are places that will work with you on a sliding scale and go by your income. So hopefully this is going to become a weekly thing. And we're talking a lot about self-care plans. What we got coming up over the summer. I want to do some yoga. I want to do some Pilates. I want to do boxing lessons. These are all things that I want to do Spanish lessons. These are things that like I'm excited about, but if I did not get the mental health help, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd be sitting in my bedroom all day because I got to a point where I couldn't leave the house without having a panic attack. That's how bad it was. And when you find a good psychiatrist, they're not looking at you as if you're somebody who's just fishing for medication. Typically somebody who's fishing for medication, they don't go through actually making a point to sit down with the psychiatrist and actually talk about these things and also have a therapist if necessary, which I suggest both. Having a psychiatrist and or a therapist / psychologist or counselor. In the comment section, if you need help, just let me know. If you live in the city of Pittsburgh, I do actually know of some Black women and women of color who are therapists who will work with you. I have a cousin who does therapy and she does take insurance. And she has coworkers who are all women of color. They don't take insurance, but they will work with you, which is great because that gives them more options to be able to work with you in terms of what you can do, because insurance regulates what they will reimburse a counselor for, which I find to be insane. But anyways, we can talk more about this in the comment section. I'll answer everybody's comments. I want to talk more about this. Also, I do have a Twitch that will be linked and a Discord that will be linked to do like talking, do movie nights. I play Fortnite sometimes, that sort of thing, and to just have fun, that sort of thing. So, yeah,